Hello, family and friends. Thanks for joining me as you've been typically doing when I do a video on the Igbo language of Southeast Nigeria, the language of my ancestors. So again, as you can probably tell, I'm determined to learn and of course being able to go across the Atlantic to Nigeria itself and be conversational with folks at some point in my life. So I'm willing to invest the years that it takes to get there. But nonetheless, I'm about 5.5 months into my studies and I'm pretty much enjoying every minute of it. And I thank you for those that are learning along with me. As you know, I am a student. I'm not a teacher in this, but hopefully as I progress, I'm getting better and better and understandable to people. You know, I freely admit that I do seem like I read it better than I speak it, but you know, I'm going to keep trying and trying to get better at it if the good Lord sees fit. Again, to be conversational in the language of my ancestors, as well as one day be able to preach in the Igbo language as well as in English. So I thank everybody that has been a part of this, you know, been kind of tutoring me from abroad. Too many people to name, but you know who you are, and I'm very, very appreciative of you and want to see you face to face this year as I come to Nigeria for my third trip. Try to do that annually because it feels like it's a homecoming unto me to go back to the Nigerian shores across the Atlantic Ocean, as of course I'm centered in the US right now. But our topic today then is parts of the human body. And the method I did in this one is I'm trying to go from the head to the toes. So I'm going to work my way from the top to the bottom, front to back, and I try to do it in a logical order. But as far as how the Igbo language calls parts of the body, it would be Ah-KOKØ, Ah-Hoe, Um-Mah-Doe. Ah-KOKØ, Ah-Hoe, Um-Mah-Doe, meaning parts of the human body. So we'll get started. Again, thanks for joining me. So again, body in general is what we want to start with. So the body in general goes by the simple word Ah-Hoe. Ah-Hoe means body in Igbo. But as you're going to find out as we go through this lesson, the many on the Igbo language, that many words are repeated and they're just modifications of that word. So in other words, you know, Igbo is a lot like what I've studied in Spanish and other languages, is that you have the noun and then you have the adjective after the fact. You know, in English, we have the adjective in front. You know, in other words, we'll say something like red car. But in Igbo and other languages of the world, I think most of the languages in the world, it will be car red. And so that's the same thing that we're doing here. So if you notice, we started with Ah-Hoe for body, but to describe it as the human body, you have to say Um-Mah-Doe behind the word Ah-Hoe. So putting it all together, the human body will be described as Ah-Hoe Um-Mah-Doe. Ah-Hoe Um-Mah-Doe, human body. Again, Ah-Hoe Um-Mah-Doe, human body. Blood, the life of it all, would be pronounced as Ọbara. Ọbara, blood. Again, that's Ọbara, blood. The brain. The brain would be Ụbụrụ, brain. Oh-Boe-Roe, brain. The bones. The internal structure of the bones, our support system underneath the skin, would be Ah-Poe-Poe, bones. Ah-Poe-Poe, bones. Skin, which is basically literally translated as flesh, or in the most crude way, the meat of the body. In other words, skin is one of those that's a different word as well, where you have to do the vowel dropping, as I explained in some of the other videos, that when you have two vowels that come together to form one word, typically one of the vowels is dropped, so you don't pronounce it, in other words. So skin is no exception to that. The second A, which I'm just using the English pronunciation of the words, that's not correct. You know, Igbo pronounces the alphabet differently, but I'm just keeping it simple for myself and for others right now, since we're beginning students in the language. So skin would be pronounced Ah-Hoe, Ah-Hoe, skin. Ah-Hoe, skin. It looks like I know Ah-Hoe, but no, you combine the words, so it's Ah-Hoe, skin. This is one of the guys that my mom and dad introduced me to when I was a kid, Billy Preston, the musician. I thought it was a fitting picture because if you can't get hair out of this picture, I don't know what you're looking at. So what we're talking about is hair on the head. And the word EC means head. And the word that is for hair is Ntutu. So you put them together. It would be Ntutu EC, hair. Ntutu EC, hair. Again, as mentioned earlier, I got ahead of myself, but head is simply EC. EC means head. As you see the young lady with the water pot on her head in the picture. Again, EC, head. Forehead is one of those where you do have to do the vowel dropping once again. And so the last E is going to be dropped as it comes together with the I in the next word. So you're not going to pronounce both of those, you're just going to pronounce one of them. So this was a very hard one for me to pronounce at first, and hopefully I can get it out now. But my pronunciation of the word forehead in Igbo would be Egede-Ge-Hu. Egede-Ge-Hu. Remember, the E's are pronounced as A's in Igbo. So again, it's Egede-Ge-Hu, forehead. Face is simple. It's E-Hue. E-Hue, face. Ear is pronounced, and this is one of the tonal words, so the way you say it does make a difference. NT, you have to actually go up an octave when you say the word. So it's NT. NT is ear. NT is ear. You see, if you say it as the following, NT, you're saying cheek. Because remember, in Igbo, some things are spelled almost exactly alike and almost look exactly alike, but it's the way you pronounce it as to whether or not someone will understand you. So we'll come to cheek later, but remember to say ear the exact way that I'm saying it is NT. You have to go up. NT, ear. The word for eye is Anya. And so again, you have to describe what portion of the eye you're talking about. So we're talking about eyebrow. So we're talking about hair of the eye or hair over the eye. And so to say that, you would say Inku Anya. Inku Anya. If you notice, my voice is going down when I say Inku, because that does make a difference to pronounce it correctly. So it's Inku Anya, meaning eyebrow. Again, as mentioned to you earlier, the general word for eye is Anya. Anya, meaning eye. Once again, that's Anya, eye. So now we're also describing a portion of the hair for the eye, but this time eyelash. If you remember from earlier, Ntutu means hair, and Anya means eye. So you put them together as Ntutu Anya, or the hair on the eye. So it's Ntutu Anya, eyelash. Again, Ntutu Anya, eyelash. Nose is simple. It's simply Imi. Imi, nose. So again, the eyes are pronounced as E's in Igbo. So that's why it sounds that way. So again, for nose, you would say Imi, nose. Okay, so your Again, with nostril, this time you're describing a portion of the nose. So you're going to still have that word imi, meaning nose, but you're going to add the word apa in front of it so that to make it nostril. So it's apa imi, nostril. Apa imi, nostril. As mentioned to you earlier, we're going to come to cheek. One of the words that is used for cheek is Agba in some dialects. The GB sound in there does have a distinct sound. It's just my English tongue won't allow me to say it. And so I just use B for it. And a lot of us that start off as native English speaker, we have to convert it that way instead of the way the natives say it. But they do understand you when you say GB as B. So in other words, it's Agba cheek, Agba cheek. But probably the more common way you'll hear it is what I mentioned to you earlier. It would be NT. NTI is another way of saying cheek, and probably the more common way of saying it. Again, that would be NT. Again, notice my voice is going down. Because if you go NT, you're saying ear. But if you want to say cheek, you got to say NT. And people understand you. So again, the two words for cheek that I know, Agba being one for cheek and the other NT is cheek. The word for mouth is ano, mouth. Ano, mouth. And again, you'll start seeing variations of that word ano to describe beard, mustache, and things like that. Because again, the Igbo way of describing things is that you take the base word, which for mouth will be ano, and then you modify it to describe the hair on the mouth, the lips, things of that nature. It's just the way that the Igbo people have designed a language given to them from God to do it this way. So it makes it easier when you understand that. It makes it easier to remember things when you start with a base word and you just have to modify it to create other words. All right, so anyway, again, ano is mouth. Ano, mouth. Now here's the lips. Again, I mentioned you're going to still have that word ano, but you have to put a word in front of it to say that which is above the mouth or a part of the mouth, which is Obere. All right, so how you pronounce the whole thing together to say lips, it will be Obere ano. Obere ano, lips. All right, so now you have to actually add a word to modify the word lips. Again, that's the Igbo style of doing it that way. So Aji is hair above the lips. So in other words, to say that, you would put the three words together to basically form mustache. So mustache is pronounced Aji Ebuberiano. Aji Ebuberiano. Mustache. Teeth. Now, teeth is another tonal one that you have to go down with your voice in order to say it right. So that second E goes down. So to say teeth, you would say eze, teeth, eze, teeth. So again, the E's sound like A's in English to help you out if you're an English speaking person, first language like myself. So again, it's eze, teeth. Tongue is its own thing, its own word. So 3 letters, but very powerful in describing it. So tongue is ire, ire, tongue. Again, we saw this word for chin or jaw used for cheek as well. And it's Agba, Agba. But I think in what I'm studying as far as a language, Agba is more commonly known for the jaw and then secondary as a chin. I don't think too many in Central Igbo, which we would call like proper English. Central Igbo doesn't use Agba for the cheek. It normally uses it for jaw or chin. So Again, Agba is chin or jaw. In some cases, it's cheek. But it's probably better to use NT for cheek instead of Agba. But just want to put it out there that it could go either way. Again, so Agba means chin or jaw. Again, we're back to the mouth, which again is ano. But in order to describe beard, you would have to add the word Ah-Fau. So the word becomes Ah-Fau-ano, beard. Ah-Fau-ano, beard. Okay, the neck area. Again, as we're working our way down from the top of the head to the feet now. We're at the part of the body that is for neck. And it would be described in Igbo as Olu, neck. Olu, neck. But in some dialects, you will see Onu instead of Olu. So Onu and Olu are the same thing. They mean neck. But I think in Central Imo, you would use Olu to be able to talk to everybody in the Igbo community, no matter what dialect they speak. So it's Olu, neck. Throat can also have its own word. And the KP sound is, again, one that me and probably all native English speaking people really can't say very well. So I just convert KP to P. And I've heard it's okay to do that if you're a native speaker. So how I pronounce throat is apiri, apiri, throat. Again, it's apiri, throat. The shoulder. Shoulder is ubu, shoulder. Ubu, shoulder. What you'll notice, and later I'm going to say the same thing about heart, but we're on the chest word right now. They both have the same word, and that word is obi for chest. Obi, chest. Breast for the woman is Ah-Rah. Ah-Rah, breast. Again, as I mentioned earlier, the same word for heart is the same one for chest. But in the case of heart, you would descend with your voice. Again, this is a tonal language, so it's a tonal word, so you have to say it a certain way. So for heart, you would say obi, let your voice go down. Obi, heart. Again, obi, heart. This is the one I joke about all the time, but my mother and my sister confirms it. At one time, 20-something years ago, I used to work out all the time, and I was a pretty muscular guy. Those days are long gone. But at one point, I was Ah-Poe-Poe. That means chest muscles. Pretty muscular in the chest. But I mean, it just means the pecs, we like to call it. Just means that part of the body. It don't have to be developed or strong or anything like that. It just means the chest muscles. So again, it's Ah-Poe-Poe, chest muscles. Ah-Poe-Poe, chest muscles, also known as the pecs in the English language. Stomach is Ah-Fa, stomach. Ah-Fa, stomach. So it looks like the little girl in the picture has a tummy ache. So her stomach is hurting. Her Ah-Fa is hurting, her stomach. Back is Ah-Zoe, back. Ah-Zoe, back. So be very careful with the word Ah-Zoe, because the word Ah-Zoe can also mean fish, but you have to say it a different way. And so you don't want to say my fish is hurting. And so you want to say Ah-Zoe, meaning back. But fish would be Ah-Zoe, which would be making your voice fall down or descend as usual. So again, back is Ah-Zoe, back. Ah-Zoe, back. For the spine, which literally is translated bones of the back, you have to add the word bones. So it's Ah-Poe-Poe is bones. And you have to add that to Ah-Zoe. And so the word becomes for the spine of the back. Ah-Poe-Poe-Ah-Zoe, spine. Again, Ah-Poe-Poe-Ah-Zoe, spine, meaning literally bones of the back. For the words for hip or waist, or the word that is for hip or waist in Igbo, you do have to use the tones to get it out right. Otherwise, you're saying something different. And so the end of the word descends. So you have to drop your voice. So hip or waist is ukwu. Ukwu, hip or waist. For buttocks, I picked a whole bunch of little mannequins there. But you can get the point of the picture. For buttocks, you would say EK. EK, buttocks. Leg, and you're going to see this word a lot being modified for the thighs, for the calves, and other parts of it. But you're going to have the base word for leg being Oh-Gway. Oh-Gway, leg. As mentioned earlier, you have to talk about a portion of the leg, so you have to modify the word Oh-Gway. And so when you put the word Mpata in front of it, you get thigh. So the word becomes Mpata-Ukwụ, thigh. Mpata-Ukwụ, thigh. Knee has its own word, and I would pronounce it as Ipere, knee. Ipere, knee. All right, calf again is a modification of the word for leg. So you would pronounce it as Ọbere Mpata-Ukwụ. Ọbere Mpata-Ukwụ, calf. If you notice something here, the same word for foot is for leg. So you can also say Ogwe for foot. Ogwe, foot. Some dialects use Ah-Pah for foot. So you may see either one, Ogwe or Ah-Pah for foot. But I believe Central Igbo would be Ogwe for foot. For toes, you're modifying the word for leg again, Ogwe. And so you would put the word Mkpịsị in front of it. So to get toes, you would say Mkpịsị-Ukwụ, toes. Again, Mkpịsị-Ukwụ, toes. For the heel of the foot, again, you're modifying the word for leg, Ukwụ, but you will put Ikiri in front of it. So it becomes Ikiri-Ukwụ, heel. Ikiri-Ukwụ, heel. Toenails, again, a modification of the word Ukwụ for leg. It literally translates to nails on the leg or on the foot. So you would add the word Umba for nails to Ukwụ. So what you get is Umba-Ukwụ, toenail. Umba-Ukwụ, toenail. Word for hand is Ah-Kah. Ah-Kah, hand. In order to get the finger, you have to modify the word Ah-Kah or hand in order to get finger. So it would become Mkpịsị-Aka, finger. Mkpịsị-Aka, finger. I like the way that Mkpịsị comes out. It's Mkpịsị-Aka, finger. Almost done here. If you notice again, we're just putting several words together that we already talked about. Umba for nails, Mkpịsị-Aka for the fingers. So these mean nails on the finger or fingernails. So again, to put it together, you have Umba Mkpịsị-Aka, that's fingernails. Umba Mkpịsị-Aka, fingernails. To get the palm of the hand, again, you're modifying the word Ah-Kah or hand, and you have to add the word Ah-Bo to Ah-Kah. So the word becomes for the palm of hand would be Ah-Bo-Ah-Kah. Ah-Bo-Ah-Kah, palm of the hand. I don't know how you get arm out of this, but it's a modification of the word hand. So it's one of those things I just commit to memory. So arm would be Oh-Gway-Ah-Kah. Oh-Gway-Ah-Kah, arm. So again, Oh-Gway-Ah-Kah means arm. Armpit looks like it's just its own word. And again, this is one that you have to use the tones to get it right. So you have to descend with your voice. So armpit would be Abu, armpit. Abu, armpit. Biceps. Again, you're modifying the word hand. I don't know why, but it works this way. And you have to add the word Apo to Ah-Kah to get biceps, or the muscles on the arms. So that would be Ah-Po-Ah-Kah, biceps. Ah-Po-Ah-Kah, biceps. So let me say it one more time. Ah-Po-Ah-Kah, biceps. And last one, oh no, it's actually a couple more. Let me get it right. You're modifying Ah-Kah for the word elbow. So again, Ah-Kah is hand. Again, I don't understand why, but you have to add the word ipere to Ah-Kah. So it becomes ipere Ah-Kah for elbow. Ipere Ah-Kah, elbow. Forearm is again a modification of the word Ah-Kah. And you would add the word isi to it. And so it would become isi Ah-Kah for forearm. Isi Ah-Kah, forearm. Wrist is the exact same thing as forearm in Igbo language, so it had the same words. It would be isi Ah-Kah for wrist. Isi Ah-Kah, wrist. To get the thumb, you would have to add the word isi to Mpịsị Ah-Kah, which we studied earlier, and it will become isi Mpịsị Ah-Kah for thumb. That's isi Mpịsị Ah-Kah, thumb. The last one is nails in general, and it's just Um-Bah. We talked about it earlier. Nails for hand, nails on the fingernails or on the foot. It will be Um-Bah, nails. So as always, I thank you for joining me, and I'm currently working on greetings in the Igbo language. But again, we wrapped up the part that's called parts of the human body, or in Igbo, AKÜKÜ, Ah-Hoe, Mmadụ. So thanks for joining me, and keep learning it as I'm doing with other loved ones. I say just learn one word at a time. I'm pacing at about 3 words a day. And it seems like I retain a little bit better doing it that way. Take care. God bless, and talk to you on the next occasion if the Lord wills. Bye-bye. Have a good night.